Good day, Lovey, and welcome back to another episode of Spirituality for Dummies. My name is Brooklyn. I'm a psychic medium, shamanic healer, and your spiritual sister. On today's episode, we are going to speak about spirits and how they can attach to you through social media, through your animals, as well as your children. And I will also be giving you tips and tricks on how to protect yourself from these malevolent and benevolent spirits. Because even though all spirits are not good or bad, that does not mean that we want them around us. So let's get into it. And if you guys see me looking down, just know that I am looking at my notes because even though I am a computer, I don't want to keep all of this in my head. Okay, so a spiritual gateway is an energetic opening or access point through which spiritual entities, both benevolent and malevolent, can enter a person's space, mind, or environment. And we're not going to focus too much on the actual physical environment, but we are going to speak a lot about the social media environment and how to protect not only yourself, your children, but your animals on social media. So the term for energy transfer through social media is energetic transference or digital portals. This energetic exchange can happen through images, sounds, videos, and interactions, especially those tied to low vibrational content like fear mongering, toxic environments, gossiping, toxic music, and just blatantly consuming content that is not good for you or your portals. And I'll give you an example. Like, let's just say you're scrolling on TikTok or something, and then you see somebody playing like some Masonic type music, and then you're just sitting there listening to it, allowing your body to consume that. That is no bueno, no good. Okay. So when you are frivolously scrolling, you definitely want to make sure that you have an intention before you hop on social media, because if not, you can be emotionally vulnerable, therefore allowing different spirits into your space unbeknownst to you just by scrolling. And spirits feed off energy, especially when someone is disassociating, comparing themselves, or emotionally reactive online. That's why I always speak about comparison is a thief of all joy. So never get on social media like, oh, I want their life, or I want his life, or her life, or I want this, or I want that. Absolutely not, because you actually are opening yourself up to energetic or spiritual portals. And I'm not going to lie, I'm guilty of it as well by just disassociating while I'm on social media. So even I have to be mindful of that moving forward. Now, this is something that I am big on, and that is cleansing your timeline, blocking anything that is not good for your consumption, removing anything off of your feed, cleansing your followers or the people that you follow. Those are very, very important. It can also help to alleviate those negative, um, malevolent spirits. And I use the affirmation. I wrote it down. So let me go ahead and give that to you guys today. You can definitely write it down, pause the video, whatever you need to do. But that is, I guard my energy and call back my spirit from all timelines, screens, and frequencies. Excuse me, confirmation. And you can do that after you get off of social media to call back all of your energy. So that way you're not leaving with any spirits that you do not want. Again, unbeknownst to you. This is all information. This is spirituality for dummies. So these are things that we don't know that we need to know. So next, we're going to focus on children and animals, and I'm actually going to put them together. And the term for this is spiritual hijacking. So, children and animals are naturally intuitive, very open, and they're also not always spiritually protected. Spirits can easily influence their behaviors and use them as conduits to relay messages, drain energy from the home, or create chaos. So I'll just give you guys this one example that I actually experienced in real life before. I do not have any children, but I do have a nephew, and this is when he was like really, really young, like literally a baby, like it's just a baby, like. So I was watching my nephew at the time, and he was just like laying down or whatever, and I'd seen him like looking into a corner, like just looking up into a corner, and I was like, what is he looking at? But I could tell that it was a spirit because I could feel the energy, like the intensity, and he started to look startled or frightened on his face. So I kept calling his name and calling his name and calling his name, and then once I said like a certain prayer or a certain mantra, it's kind of like the spirit kind of went away, and the baby like looked back at me, and it was like a weird thing. I felt like something was trying to like either attack him or attach himself to him or just even get his attention. But mind you, it was only me and the baby in the home. So the spirit went after the baby before it went after me. because I was spiritually protected and I had to spiritually protect the baby. The baby. And this goes into my next one. This spiritual hijacking often occurs in homes with unhealed trauma, open portals, or regular spiritual neglect, like no cleansing, no boundaries, and no prayers. And this wasn't in my home, so I know, the home that we were in. My sister's home was not spiritually cleansed at the time, and I'm not gonna lie, the apartments that they were in gave spooky vibes, and I felt like it was already like spirits in that bitch. We talked about that before. So let's go into some tips and tricks on how to protect not only our fur babies, but our actual babies. One is you can anoint their head with oil, a protective oil like Florida water or even olive oil, because olive oil is the same as like, I don't want to call it holy water, but like a holy oil or protective oil. So you can literally use some cold pressed olive oil for protection as well. And I'll show you guys where to put it at. So you can put it on your third eye, or you can put it on your energetic portals, which are back here. Not too much on my kitchen and over here. Let me hide the beady beads because I don't need nobody in my comment section coming at the back of my neck. Moving on. You can also place protective sigils around their room. You can protect them with crystals as well by either giving them crystal jewelry or, again, placing crystals for protection like obsidian or black tourmaline in the spaces or places where they play most frequently, rest, or just do work, schoolwork. You can also speak affirmations over them regularly and watch for strange behaviors like changes in sleep or sudden fear. And a sudden fear is a big one because that's what I've experienced in the past with said situations. So pay attention. Those are like two. And if they tell you that they seen something, listen to these kids. Okay. For animals, I know they can't speak, but most of the time they'll show you signs. They'll like, I wanted to say point, but they'll like move their head to a certain way, or they'll try to like walk you to where the issue is. Definitely be sure that you're paying attention to your animals. They may also speak to you in a certain way as well. Whether you have a cat, they may meow or make a certain sound. Dogs, they'll continuously bark or move to a certain area in the home where they feel like that spirit may be. So there you have it, folks. Those are the different ways that energies can come through spirit. I want to say spirits, children, animals, and through social media. And all of this happens and can happen on social media. So if you do post your children on social media, you are making them more prone um, to certain energies. The same thing with your animals as well as yourself. So if you are someone who posts yourself, your children, your animals, just your life or your family on social media, be sure that you are saying that affirmation that I posted earlier in the video, and or prayer, and or setting intentions and spiritually protecting yourself while you are scrolling on or posting on social media. And I want to give you these three terms as well. I'm going to get these off of my notes. So these are just some additional terms that may help. I would definitely write these down and put them in my notes section. And you should not be watching this without a notebook and a blue ink pen. I digress. Moving on. Here are the tips. Okay, so the first one is psychic contagion. This is when energy is spreading invisibly between people or through social media. The second is astro intrusion, which is spirits entering a space via dreams or energetic doors left open. And I also call it astro traveling. Okay. The last but not least is unconscious summoning. It is when a person unintentionally calls an energy through obsession, gossip, or repeated attention. So even if you don't like somebody, if you keep thinking of their name or saying their name or whatever, you literally can like bring them into your energy. So that's why if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay. And I hope you guys like this episode of Spiritually. Why do I want to say spiritually news? I'm so used to doing the news. This is Spirituality for Dummies. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next episode next Wednesday. Later, lovey. And if you like this content and you want to see more of this content, drop in a comment section below some of the topics that you guys want me to discuss. Okay. Later, lovey.